Part of what we would like to do with today's podcast is discuss the question of why people have paranormal experiences. Jessica, why do you think that people have these weird, paranormal, unusual kind of experiences?
Eric, I have no idea. I've been thinking about this for a long time. I know we have. We've been talking about this and wondering what it is that makes us have these experiences. Not everyone has the same experiences, but people all over the world do have experiences that would be, termed paranormal.
There's actually been some research that's been conducted by the Pew Research Center, which says that up to 3/4 of Americans believe in the paranormal, at least in some form, with nearly 1 in 5 claiming to actually have seen things like a ghost. So paranormal experiences definitely are not rare. So I think it's good, all in all, to be kind of cautiously skeptical when it comes to these types of things. Because there really are a lot of reasons why someone could be having paranormal type experiences. It's really a multifolded issue that doesn't really have one simple answer. For one, we know that paranormal experiences can be caused by natural phenomena that we just don't quite understand at this time, or we misinterpret it through our bodies sometimes. Some of those things could be things like infrasound. We know that certain frequencies, especially frequencies below 20 hertz, frequencies that we cannot hear as humans, really makes people feel very uneasy. It makes them feel sorrowful. It can kind of give you chills. It can make you feel nervous, and it can make you feel fearful. Electromagnetic fields are also natural phenomena that make people feel very uneasy, makes them feel like there's a presence in the room, and can make them also feel very dizzy. Thermal patterns probably also play a role in some of these experiences that people are having. People often describe cold spots or a cold feeling, but thermal patterns really are just a natural process, and through thermal patterns, your house can naturally have spots in it that are cold. We can also see that, that houses in general, they make noises, they settle, doors creak when the hinges get bent, and doors can slam when air pressures change in a house, and light bulbs can flicker just because of the electrical current that's going through them.
Especially in old houses. I've seen that in older houses.
Definitely. Another natural phenomena that can actually make people feel like they're having paranormal experiences is dreams. Dreams are natural, dreams are normal, but things like sleep paralysis really are frightening, and they seem very paranormal to people. The problem with sleep paralysis is that sleep paralysis can cause oxygen deprivation, and oxygen deprivation can cause some very weird things like hallucinations. There's also this phenomenon called wake dreaming, and wake dreaming is where you're still asleep, but your body is also kind of awake, so the dream world is kind of bleeding into the wake world, and you can have and see things that you would normally see in your dream actually be in the wake world. There's also the power of suggestion. We know that suggestion has some role in paranormal feelings and in paranormal experiences. There's been lots of psychological research that's been done that has shown that people tend to have more paranormal experiences when they are told that they are in a paranormal environment. And then after their experiences in these environments, they recorded what they felt, and they found that those that were told that they were in a paranormal environment tended to have more paranormal experiences. I think that natural selection also plays a role in paranormal experiences. We've been trained over time to protect our lives and to not die. For instance, Jessica, do you want to walk into that cave over there?
I don't know. It's kind of dark and scary.
So dark and scary is not some place that natural selection or evolution wants us to be, because those are situations where we could be potentially putting our life in danger. Another reason that people have paranormal experiences perhaps is through deception. There are people like magicians that can perform some very unusual types of tricks and illusions, and those things can sometimes seem very paranormal. I guess I would also cautiously say psychics. There have been some psychics that have been proven to be deceitful in their means and in their actions. Another reason why people may be having paranormal experiences is illness and also mental illness. We know that there are certain types of chemicals that can cause toxic hallucinations, things like mold and carbon monoxide and other types of chemical exposures. Fevers can be another reason why people experience weird things. Fevers can cause hallucinations. I remember my sister at a very young age came down with a high fever, and she was seeing some very wild and unusual things during that episode. We've also had a physician recently who's been recording some of his experiences with COVID-19, and he reported having conversations with people that he had known in life that are currently dead.
There can be chemical imbalances in the brain, too, that cause things to seem very real that aren't.
Yeah, things like schizophrenia and other types of mental illness are often associated with things like hallucinations and voices. People experiencing these types of things back in the Dark Ages would have been labeled as likely demonic and thrown into prisons or sanatoriums of some sort. Culture also plays a huge role in how we see and perceive the paranormal, especially pop culture. We love to consume paranormal media. Why? Because, quite frankly, we like being scared. And there are books and movies and TV shows and attractions that allow us to indulge in the paranormal in a safe way. Particularly as a consumer, we like controlled fear because we can partake without any real risk. We also like how fear makes us feel. Fear, if you boiled it down to chemicals, would be a rush of dopamine and endorphins. And these chemicals, they stimulate our pleasure center. If you couple this with the controlled safety, the real fear of the situation subsides, and we're left with a sense of fear that actually brings us a sense of enjoyment or pleasure. This is what makes paranormal media fun to consume. We can actually consume paranormal media and leave with a gratifying sense of relief and well-being. Fear brings a sense of closeness, which is the reason why we like to experience fear, particularly in groups. We take dates to movies, we go in groups to haunted houses, and that shared experience generates a sense of closeness. The fear of the unknown is one of the most natural and instinctive fears that we all have. And ultimately, pop culture satisfies our curiosity in the unknown or the paranormal in a safe way, which is why we as consumers just absolutely gobble it up. Religion is also part of our culture and also plays a role in how we perceive the paranormal. Generally speaking, people don't want to die. People don't want their loved ones to die. And we like to think of things like heaven and things like that that make these types of experiences seem much more tolerable in our life. Christianity in general actually encourages belief in things like spirits and demons and other things like the Holy Ghost, which is often described as a spirit that enters into your heart and touches you in some way, teaches truth, brings conversion, and helps to bring peace. The last reason that people may also be having paranormal experiences is perhaps because it's true. They really are having these experiences. Perhaps homes can carry residual types of energy, or spirits can attach themselves to people, homes, or places. Perhaps aliens are making contact. They're abducting people and having probing parties just for fun. Perhaps our government is involved with the occult, conspiracy, and secret types of combinations and such. And perhaps people are just in the right place at the right time, or in the right place at the wrong time when it comes to things like UFO sightings and cryptid encounters and things like that. Ultimately, people are having paranormal experiences, and there are lots of different reasons why they could be having these experiences.